Welcome back, everybody. So I hope you caught your breath. Anyways, everybody else had a good break? Yeah, that's good. Did we lose anybody? We almost lost one. We saved her, though. She tried to run, didn't she? Yeah. Oh, my God. Dr. Wolf said something, and now I feel sick. I have to go home. And that's what happens. Yeah. And that's what happens. That's what happens to most people, eh? Because we don't realize that our emotions run our physical body 100%. Well, that can't be true. If I eat something bad, then that would have made me sick. Yeah, but it was your emotional beliefs that let you eat something bad, and it was time to make yourself sick. Yeah, but I like eating that. That's right. You have sick beliefs. Yeah, but why would I want to eat something that's going to make me feel bad? Well, because it's time to punish yourself because you're a bad girl, bad boy. Because you know what? Hey everyone, I just want you to know that this morning I kicked the living crap out of myself. So everybody, can you be nice to me today? So we'll actually, it's a self-serve job. Whether it's self-fear, self-hate, or whether it's self-care or self-love, it's all self-serve, isn't it? Isn't it self-serve? Aw, you have a bad life. You have a really bad life. Yeah, you weren't here, but I just took a phone call. Right, guys? How'd that go? Yeah, we had a lady want to come on here, and she wanted to dramatize her life, right? She's been talking to me for 3 years, right? 3 years, did I confirm that? 3 years? And her back was not so bad, but now she's losing the circulation in her legs. How would everybody like to hear an audio that she sent me 3 years ago when she went to the top spinal surgeon in New York? And we'll play it tomorrow morning. Would you like it? And then you'll find out how much we're willing to suffer. Hey, listen. Okay, I just want to say this. Don't judge me because I unconditionally love you. That's our problem. So anyways, so now where is she at? Well, she's a stress monkey, right? She's always into her children's business. She's always into everybody's business because she believes that if she could fix enough people and help enough people, that she would get the love that she so desperately deserves. Oh, isn't that every woman, every man? Yes, it is. So there's nothing unusual about her. She's a beautiful human that's terrorizing the world. Because guess what? And the worst terrorists are mothers. Because they won't allow their children to do what they can do for themselves and to figure things out. Because guess what? We teach women that they're not good enough, don't we? Mothers, especially mothers. And you know how we do it? We give them a manual. We give them a manual that is totally corrupted. Written by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds. Written by the government that works for the government within the government that works for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. And the whole medical manual, the whole mommy how to raise your kids. I mean, come on, please don't tell me, because don't, okay? There's hardly any woman alive that when she has a child, she knows how to feed it or love it, because they don't know how to feed themselves or love themselves. And there's nothing wrong with the women. There's the brainwashing, okay? And understand, when you come here, I'm brainwashing you and you're brainwashing yourself. But you get to now decide what you want to keep, because I'm not telling you to keep anything. I'm telling you unconditional love is the only thing we want to leave with here. And you can find your authentic self. And that's all you need to do. I didn't tell you to be like me. I don't want you to be like me. Everybody's unique. And unless you find unconditional love, you'll never find your passion. You'll never find your purpose. And you're going to go, that's not true. Jim, he's so good at computers. That's right. But Jim's probably just doing computers because he's so good at it, not because he loves it. And he wants recognition from the world. How many people here do their job because they're good at it, but they don't like it? Yeah, really? How about 98% of the population? Isn't that sad? That's really sad. Okay? Because guess what? We all want recognition, because recognition is kind of like love, isn't it? You can't live without love. Love is like oxygen, isn't it? Yeah, can't breathe without oxygen. You die. So I can't live without love. But I've never been taught how to love myself. After I started to walk and talk, that got kind of dismissed pretty quick. Okay, so now And the reality is do you ever notice something? Just so you know this. Look how busy I am. Now, do I have a dysfunctional relationship with my partner? No. Do I have a dysfunctional relationship with my children? Nope. I have unconditional love for my children. They can call me anytime. They can ask me for my help anytime. And if I think it's something that they need to fix on their own, I'll tell them that because I love them unconditionally. I love all my children the same, and I love my children as much as I love you, and I love you as much as I love my children because we are all God's children. We kind of forgot that, didn't we? When we were trying to kill the blacks or the Chinese are trying to kill us, or, you know, when we thought our religion was better than another religion, okay? Or when we finally got up there in some kind of status and then we looked down on everyone else. Isn't that really cool? I love the way things are going, don't you? Yeah. So the story you tell yourself is not a good one. Most times. It's not. And it's okay if you do. I'm just not going to come live with you. Okay? All right? You can keep telling that story. It doesn't matter to me. Don't care if you do or you don't. But would like to just kind of put it out there like a menu and say, hey, would you like to eat something else for once? And start establishing a new brain code like unconditional love. Oh, and then we're all just so knowing. Do you know what you think you know well? What's been repeated the most? Well, that makes you intelligent, doesn't it? Doesn't that make you intelligent? Yeah, Ron, right? What was repeated the most is what you stand up for, right, Ron? Even if it's BS, dysfunctional belief systems. And everybody needs to know that. What you believe the most doesn't make it true. It just means it was repeated the most, okay? You're a bad girl. You're unworthy. You should just beat yourself up every few days, right? And we just do it, okay? Everything's a story, but it's his story. It's his story. It's his story. It's history. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the Carnegies and the Queen of England and their whole family and all these other so-called elites, right? They've been playing this game since the beginning of time. Okay, they're all related. They're all related. Did you know that there's only one president in the United States that wasn't related? They're all related. Oh, but don't worry, your vote counts. No, the only vote counts is you voting unconditional love for yourself and setting yourself free. That's the only thing that counts. What do you think, Nancy?
I agree.
Yeah. Can we see Nancy on this or no? Is she out of the picture? Okay. All right. All right. How you doing, sweetheart?
Good.
Can I be honest?
Please be honest.
Okay, all right, sweetheart. Nancy's had a really hard life, even when she was a child. And you can see it. She wears it like a roadmap, right? And the reality is that Nancy's never really felt that somebody really unconditionally loved her, okay? But then you'd have to find somebody that unconditionally loved themselves first, because you can't give what you're not. How am I doing?
Good.
Okay, all right. So the other thing is that we have a real bad case of malnutrition and dehydration. We talked a little bit the other day, right? Okay, so we know that for her to get well, okay, so here's the deal. We either bring up our spirit vibration, oh my God, wouldn't want to do that, or we spend a crap load of money to bring it up. Now, here's the deal. If you could actually get into unconditional love, it'll stay up, and that gives you every nutritional supplement in the world. I mean, you still need nutrition, so we're not going to just bypass it. But I want to tell you, I'm an honest guy. I want to sell you on unconditional love before I sell you any products. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't. I could go bankrupt. No. Sean, you'll have to cut that out. No, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to get the message here. Let's be honest. Our spirit is everything. Feed the spirit, heal the body. But until we could ever get her, because the problem is this, okay, is that most people use willpower to get well. That's why I'm a 3-time cancer survivor, okay? That's why I still have my breast cancer after years, because I'm just surviving it. I'm not thriving on it, bypassing it. And that's because we're not letting go of the story, his story. And the reason why we can't get rid of our disease is because we bought into his story and we didn't make it our story, my story. You think I have anybody else's story anymore? No, this is my story, baby. This is my story. My story is a glory story. It's a glory story. And you won't find one drop of religion in me. But I believe in God with everything I have, every fiber I have, everything that I have, every breath that I have. And I don't go around preaching it, do I? That's right. Because if you're not rising the spirit, you're just practicing religion. And let's just make that perfectly clear. Okay? Because we don't need beliefs. We don't need beliefs. What do we need? We need faith. We need faith in ourselves. We need faith in the future. We need faith in the present moment. But you got to have faith in the present moment before you have faith in the future. So we got some work to do here. Now, can I be totally honest?
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to help you unless you come to these meetings. Nobody's going to. Why? Because these meetings aren't some kind of cult. They're not like an AA meeting. This is all learning to find your individuality, your passion, your purpose, your destiny, your destiny. You know what? Until you can, what's your destiny, sweetheart? Everybody here? I want you to find out tonight what your destiny is. What is your destiny? Why did you even come? Why did you come here? I don't know. And do you know who says it the most? Women. Women will say they don't know why they came. You know, but I am a mother. I've had children or whatever. But then what do men say? Oh, they can only think of their business, my destiny, to build a business, to be good at my business, okay? To be a successful father. And what do they mean about that? Bringing money home. See? So that's not your destiny. What's your destiny? My destiny isn't to make money. My destiny is not to have followers. My destiny is to share the light. That's it. Share the light. Leave a smile. Leave a compliment. Boost somebody up. Okay? Start to have a temper tantrum, Daryl. Go have a cold shower. Don't take it out there and give it to anybody else. So what would you say your day's like? How often do you feel joy? 2% of the day or 1?
Around the grandchildren.
All people. You see? You see what we just did? You see what you know what?
Thank you.
I live for my grandchildren. I live for them. Well, guess what? That's why you still have the breast cancer. Because I live for my grandchildren. Okay. So I don't live for myself. Okay. So there's the problem. See how fast that was? We're already there. That's right. That's right. Because when she looks at her grandchildren, her spirit says, you could have that back. You could have the freedom and the health of a child. Okay? But her subconscious says, no, you've always been sickly. Have you started doing any mirror work? Where's your love band, life band?
Shower and then I forgot it.
See, what did it dissolve in the shower?
No,
No.
I didn't have it on.
Well, why wasn't it on? Because you didn't want to get it wet? No. Do you see how the subconscious didn't want to get it wet? I've been in the pool twice a day, and I don't have a shower every day, but I'm in the pool at least twice a day. And look at how good it is after 3 weeks to a month. So, you know, I just want you to know that, okay? Were you scared it was going to shrink and then cut off your blood supply and your hand would die? So I want you to understand something. And you ready for this? And people who are on Facebook, never seen me before, are going to think I'm really judgmental. But the people that take the love band off when they get in the shower are not even in their body. Their subconscious totally rules them. Okay? There is no way that I am ever going to ruin this. Let me see, where can I put it someplace safe? Maybe right over here. No. Oh, geez, what if the wind comes? Okay? All right? Should we take that call for fun? No, let's do something for fun. Okay? And then I'll come back to you. Okay? All right. Okay. Okay, I want you to say hello. Dr. Detox. Wait, you gotta wait till.
Hello, Dr. Detox.
Oh, hi. Is Dr. Wolf available?
Yes, he is. I'll give you to him right now.
Hi, this is Dr. Wolf.
Oh, hi. My name is Christine, and I'm in just north of Toronto, in Canada, Ontario.
I want to thank you for calling, but just know that there's about 45, 50 people sitting here listening to you. And she actually she wasn't running to come and get me. That was me just being a goofball. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, and also, there's a camera behind the toilet. Okay. I know you are. And just know this: we love what you have on. Okay. I know. You don't have to tell us. Okay, go ahead, love.
Okay. So I called you and talked to you a few days ago and told you I thought my son was probably going to get the second vax, which he did. He's doing today. Even though I had a long talk with him. But anyway, so I'm just wondering, you mentioned the C60. I want to see what all I need to get to help him to support his body after he gets this today.
Okay, can you do me a favor and give me a call tomorrow morning, and then we will talk.
Sure.
We will talk about. We'll talk about. How about this? We'll talk about something that invades the body and brings down the immune system. Okay? Because in reality, you have to understand something. I want everybody to get this. We can be bigger than the V. And when they say that people will only live 1, 2, 3 years, depending on how often they get it, they're looking at statistics. When you break away and you're no longer a statistic, okay, all right, then everything changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes. My whole life changed when I broke away from the herd and I learned to feed my spirit, not my body. Of course, when you feed your body with spirited things because everything has a vibration. Yes or no?
Yes.
So tomorrow we're going to talk about him feeding his spirit. Now, do you think the spirit is bigger than these nano particles that are in the V?
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about Dr. Wolf having a cure for the V. What a bunch of crap. And if I come across like that, then I'm just like everybody else, marketing fear. And what we want to market is we want to market unconditional love for oneself that is a higher vibration than any nanobot. Okay? All right?
Okay.
And then you call me tomorrow morning. It's 9 o'clock right now. If you call me tomorrow morning at 8:30, I promise you we'll be all ready for you, okay?
Okay. So right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning or the evening?
Oh, no.
Where you-
Right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, in the morning. Oh, okay.
Well, isn't it,
All right, so I'm
isn't
gonna
it,
call you-
1 second, isn't it 10 o'clock in the morning where you are?
Hang on. What time is it? It is
Where do you live?
11 o'clock. I'm in Ontario, Canada.
Okay, because of the time change thing. Okay, so it's 11
It's
o'clock.
11 o'clock in the
And we're
morning,
9
so
o'clock.
it's
So,
about-
so now you're going to call me tomorrow morning at 10:30.
Oh, right. That sounds perfect.
Okay? All right?
I will, and my name is Christine. I'll call you at 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Yes. And you know what? Can you tell me where you got those pajamas? I'm kidding. Have a beautiful day, love. Okay. Bye. Oh, she has 2 different types on. No wonder I was confused. You got them from 2 different places. Don't do that again, okay? All right. Okay, love. Bye. Yeah. Okay, bye. Sean, make sure we get that camera from behind her toilet. Okay. No matter how intense that people want to make your life, make sure you take time to make people laugh. Okay? That's the root. Okay? We can talk about serious topics and Still have an open heart. Wouldn't it be great to talk about serious topics and hold a slight smile? Because unless you're smiling, you're not allowing new thoughts in. You need to know that. If you're not smiling, you're not getting any new thoughts. That's it. No new thoughts. You'd be surprised how many people refuse to smile even when I just said this. Yeah. You'll always know the people that do not smile often. And guess what? The subconscious says, you have nothing to smile about. Your life is terrible. And that's why even right now, I can tell you the people that I would allow into a course, an emotional course, and I wouldn't allow. I had a really good talk with my team, and that's the way it's going to be. Because we just can't do it. Yeah. People aren't ready. Oh, they're ready to grow big. They're ready to grow fat. They're ready to grow tumors. They're ready to grow sick. But they're not ready to grow super consciously. They're not. I just love when I get calls from people that go, yes, I'm a medium psychic, and I can tell you right now, there's a big change coming in the world. Yeah, and then I just say, leave your change in this jar. So, and it's not because I don't have faith for change. I do. But it's amazing how many great healers have come and had to give their lives. And we're on a worse course than we were before. So it's all a personal choice. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yes. Personal choice.
So you live for your grandchildren.
And before that, my children.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, where do you live?
Well, when my youngest daughter started having her baby, she was really sick during the pregnancy. So I went down there, and then when the baby came,
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
One
I
second.
go between.
No, it's okay. Okay, what I want is just when I ask a question, don't let your subconscious come in. Okay. You know, like we just went through that with the lady from New York, right? Mm. Okay. So where do you live?
With my daughter mostly.
Who has the children, the grandchildren? Okay. All right. Okay. So what else do you do? You look after your grandchildren. What else do you do?
Try to eat right
No, but hold on. She tries to eat right, but she doesn't. So you have to understand she can't eat right. Okay, now why can't she eat right? Well, you can't just live for your grandchildren and nothing else and think you're going to eat right. So why would you feed your body right? Because she gets her sustenance from the grandchildren. She doesn't get it from the food, and she doesn't get it from her own thoughts or for loving herself. How much would you say, and just close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes. How much would you say, honestly, that your grandchildren fill up your heart? Is it, now I'm just going to help you out a little bit, but don't make me make the decision. Is it 90%, 100%, 80%? Which one of those?
pretty close to
Just be real.
97%.
Okay, all right. So now we have a 3% chance of reversing her breast cancer. Now we can reverse it, and believe it or not, okay? We can reverse it with the cell sonic and with the ionic calcium. She could reverse it, not us, but between the cell sonic, the ionic calcium, the infinite iodine, and also she's been starving herself of nutrition almost all her life. But she hasn't been starving herself of nutrition. She's been starving herself of love. So you have to understand that. So this is why we're going to first have this talk, right? Okay, so I will talk to you later. We'll do it later today. And we'll talk about the infinite iodine, because with breast cancer patients, we have a no-profit program for them because they need 1.5 ounces of the iodine a day. And then she also needs to do an iodine soak. We have the only pure iodine in the world. And it is, it's not nano, it's pico. And it's even smaller than pico when you nebulize it. It's actually theta. And that makes it about 100,000 times smaller than nano. So it can go everywhere, and it disinfects, and then it helps to balance the hormones, thyroid, parathyroid, things of that nature. We'd put her on the C60, and we'll give her certain rules about that, right? And then we'll use the C60 on the breast because her whole breast is an open wound scab now. And the reason why her breast is an open wound scab is because it wants to heal, okay? So it's going to open up. I had a lady in Africa, and her breast went 3.5 times the size of her other breast, and she couldn't sleep. She felt like it was going to blow up. Then all of a sudden, it grew about 4 different heads on it, okay? And then guess what? Then it opened up, and then pus and blood were coming out, and I just told her to relax. And it's very difficult to relax. And then you can't sleep because of all the pain and suffering. And it went on for about 3 months. And I said, just know this, okay? That if you can just breathe and stay calm. But her husband was high anxiety, high tension. And that's not good. He feeds the problem, okay? Even if he's caring, okay? So the reality is then she calls me up and says, oh my gosh, now it came down to the same size. It just let go of all the infection. So we talked about the loving of oneself, right? So were you married? How'd that go?
He was a terrorist.
Yeah, did he beat you? Emotionally?
Emotionally.
Yeah, yeah. Do you love him still?
I don't like to say hate, but I don't hate him. He's who he is.
Okay.
No.
How long did you stay with him, even though he was emotionally abusing you?
3 years.
3 years. What happened before that? Who were you with before that?
Before the marriage?
Yeah.
No one.
No one. So you were alone. How long ago was the marriage?
When I was 19, 20, almost 20.
You were 20 what? So when did you have your daughter? Out of marriage?
No, that was the second person.
Second person. You weren't
It's not
married.
The last 4 children.
Okay, so how many people have you been with?
2.
The first person, you had 1 daughter or something?
No, I had 2 sons.
You had 2 sons, the first
Yeah.
person. When was that?
19,
It's okay. Take your time.
1970s, like 72, 71,
Okay.
73.
All right. And what was he like?
Well, that was the first one I said. He was very, 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 very intelligent, but he was emotionally
Well, I wouldn't call him intelligent. You would say
No.
he had a lot of
intellect.
he had a lot of intellectual information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So that was back in 1970s. So why are we talking about him? That's like 40 years ago almost.
Right.
What?
Right. That's old.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
No, that's why you have your breast problem. Did anybody get that? Yeah, you never resolve things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still see him?
No.
Do you hear about him?
Well, he talks with my with the sons.
Okay.
But I
How was your last relationship?
He thought he was he'd come to do what Jesus didn't do.
Oh yeah, and how'd that work out?
No, that was wrong. It was the opposite, but both extremes.
Yeah. Okay, so how much love did you feel from the two of them?
None. They only loved themselves or were in themselves. They couldn't.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So there's a
None.
difference between unconditional love, okay? Right? And then only loving oneself. Because that's not love. No, they had fear. So that was fear. That wasn't love. So you just made it. So that's not true. So it's not really cool to whether to marry or to be with somebody who's full of fear, right? That's not going to be a good thing. So believe it or not, just because you think she's sexy, just because you're attracted to her, you better ask yourself what the magnetism is, whether it's a man or a woman. Do you understand what I just said? So when did you first get diagnosed with the breast cancer? And understand what we should be saying is this, but I can't say it because then you wouldn't get it. When did you get diagnosed, okay, with the extreme breast inflammation? Does everybody know that breast cancer is just inflammation out of control? But wait a minute, inflammation out of control. But don't you teach Dr. Wolf that to have inflammation out of control, that means that you're not in control of your emotions? That's right. But then does that mean, Dr. Wolf, that the invisible creates the physical and that she's emotionally terrorizing herself all the time? That somewhere she failed these marriages and or that they failed her, or both? And who can live like that? So what do you think? Tell me what you're thinking. Just keep your eyes closed though, because it helps.
There was no love, no love.
But we already know that you've never loved yourself, that you can remember. So you can only get what you magnetize. You can only get what you put out there. So if you were desperate for love, you're going to get another desperate person. Or you're going to get a person that they have this belief that they have to find someone who's really broken and fix them, and they never can. So then you get two people coming together broke, and then you wonder, and then you stay together because for the children, or because your religion, or because your dedication, or because you've got the same thing as you would buy a dog license, a wedding license. You know, forget, it's all garbage. It's all about tracking for the government, and then making you feel guilty to stay in and do things that you don't want to do anymore, but you've got to do it. You know, it's like this. Remember the church? You couldn't get divorced at one time. No, you just have to stay in hell. Okay, and remember something too. You may not know this. You may not know this. But only 100 years ago, you could buy your grandmother out of hell for $35. And you know what? Most people said, no, let her stay. If it was 25, I'd take her out. No, I'm kidding. What do you think Fish Friday was? Fish Friday was the church wasn't getting enough money. So you get people to buy fish. Come on, guys. There's always a story behind the story, behind the story, behind the story. And everything's a story. Yeah, but I believe that story. Good. Does it make you feel good? Yeah, well, then believe it. But you got to start telling yourself a different story. What if we could get her to tell herself a different story? Now, believe it or not, she should be in the whole life coach, shouldn't she? Right? To really learn. But believe it or not, and now people aren't going to like this. Oh, I'm so good at this. They'll only have the money that they're worth to have to do the things that they should do. But I don't have the money to take that course. Of course you don't, because you have the belief that you couldn't do the course or you're worth the course. See, poverty, believe it or not, some people have more challenges than others. I know that in other countries, but poverty, you can break out of poverty in any country. It's just a concept you can't. Yeah, but you can't in Africa. Yes, you can. Tell me that there's nobody that came from rags to riches. There's a rags to riches story everywhere. But if you have a belief long enough and strong enough, then you'll believe, oh, that's always going to be a impoverished country. They're a impoverished country. You know what I mean? And yes, they have a lot more against them than we did. Okay, I get that. But understand something, it's always mind over matter. Like, did you come every day here to these trainings? No. So where were you when these trainings were on Monday and Tuesday?
On the I was watching you on the film.
Yeah, but where should she be? In it, involved, get involved. So when we take massive personal action in our lives, do things change? Okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna take the easy way out, right? Oh, I'm not good with people. Okay, I don't want to be seen. But guess what? I want to be loved. Really. Let me see, how can we work that out? Let me think here. I'm not sure. I don't want to be seen, but I want to be loved. Okay. I want to be recognized. You want to be recognized, don't you? As a human being,
Yeah.
as someone beautiful. Well, then you have to get out there but the problem is that you got to recognize you are beautiful and that you're a beautiful human being and that you're amazing first. But we already know that only 3% of her heart she left for her. So she has a 97% chance she's going to hurt herself 97% of the day. So when you think about your marriages, do you see yourself as a failure or a victim? Or both?
Both.
Okay. Welcome to breast cancer. So I would be a fraudulent doctor, practitioner, if I didn't talk about what's real first. She's coming to us for energy medicine and for supplementation, right? And guess what? What if I could get her to buy into loving and honoring and respecting herself for the first time, and then I gave her the supplementation? Well, guess what would probably happen? We do the cell sonic treatments, we do the ionic calcium, we do the C60, we do the infinite iodine, we get her to hydrate proper with structured water and the black diamond, and we'll do the supplementation, right? We'll do that. But guess what? It'll hold and we'll win. Or would you like to be called a 3-time breast cancer survivor?
Never.
Well, that's what you would be. Or you will just survive until you pass from this earth with your breasts shriveling up because you keep telling the same shriveling up story that's sucking you dry. How are we doing? Am I being okay with you?
Yes.
You are a beautiful person. So do you have any questions? Just think about it. Take your time.
Lately I've had this image of coming out of the ashes and there's some light behind, but you mostly just an ash figure.
Ash figure.
Yeah, kind of off. And I'm
Okay, now,
probably behind it.
do you want to know why?
It's stuck.
No. Keep your eyes closed and I'll tell you why. No, because you're only a shadow of yourself. That's why. Okay? All right? And when you're only a shadow of yourself, you wouldn't see the shadow if there wasn't some light. And that light is your spirit. And that's all you allow yourself to be. So your physical body has to emulate how you decide to control the dimmer switch. And understand something. Everybody in this room does the same thing that you do. Except, here's the tragedy. This is where I would like to swear, and I won't. But these sons of you-know-whats that were so fearful and they couldn't find themselves have brutalized her to the point that her spirit is only a flicker. When you get terrorized over and over and over again, and this is all part of the psycho elite, the same COVID vaccine thing that's going on right now, just terrorize the sugar out of everybody. What happens? Your cells walls get thicker. And I'm not doing a sign, anyone. As soon as I do this, people go, oh my God, he's part of the Illuminati, for God's sakes. Back off. Can't even do this stuff anymore. Should saw one time I went like this and I tried to show, and I used my middle fingers to show that I was really tired. And everybody goes, oh my God, he's flipping us off. I mean, people are just like, yeah, that's me. Now you really figured it out, that I'm just going to try to see how many followers I can get, and we can all go down the rabbit hole together. People are insane. That's why you have to have humor when you wake up. You do. So anyways, you terrorizing your cells will get a wall on them and get thicker, 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 thicker. Now, that stops your spirit from coming in. That's science. That's science. Take it or leave it. But not just that. Now we've got what? Constipation in our cells. But not just that. It can't get rid of the waste product and can't let the oxygen in. So the cells drop. Once they drop 35% for 3 days, they become cancerous because they become inflamed. And then they go, I don't want to die. So then they go, well, we'll live off the lactic acid from the terrorism that you're creating and these men are creating in your life. We'll live off of that and we'll create more cancer cells. And because it was a very close relationship with your partner, we're going to take your right breast and destroy it. Your right breast, not your left. How am I doing?
It's the left.
I meant the left. I meant
Yeah,
the left.
okay.
I did.
Okay, you're doing good.
No, but it is the left breast.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right. And the other thing is too, did you ever have a problem with a child losing a life? And how much do you worry about those children?
My second child was vaccine injured, so he can't function normally.
And how much guilt do you hold for that?
A lot, because but
Okay.
I didn't know about the vaccine.
So it's your, I know,
then.
but you still hold guilt for it, right?
I'm sure.
So a logical
Yeah.
mind would do what? I am not guilty of this. I'm going to find out how to support him, and I'm going to let this go. Have you ever let it go? Or when you think about it, do you feel like you should have known better?
Well, I know now it was the vaccine. I always try to figure out, what did I do
See, what did I do? What did I do?
in my pregnancy?
Now, let me ask you a question. On the left breast is what? It's hard because that's relationships underneath it and those toxic relationships. But the biggest one is letting down your child, because when we feed the child, we always go to the left breast. But these terrorizing men, okay, see, it's all just fuel for the fire. But what happens no matter what you do in your life if you're not good enough? What happens? Well, you have to destroy what you don't love. So go ahead, guys. Don't love yourself. Oh, God, don't do that. Don't think you're pretty. Don't think that you're beautiful. Don't think you're amazing. Don't think you're a creator. Don't love yourself. For God's sakes, don't do it. But guess what? Make sure you stay at least 3 feet away from me, because I don't want to keep picking up that vibe from you. And then if you do want to come closer than 3 feet, make sure we're going to sit down and we're going to figure out together how I can get you to buy into this BS belief system that you should have unconditional love for yourself and not carry around the cross anymore. How are we doing?
Good.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I want to connect with my spirit.
What is your spirit? What is your spirit?
It's who I am. I know it.
Take good care of yourself, sweetheart. We love you. Smile. Now, whether you believe it or not, we triggered stuff in her this morning. You make me sick to my stomach. Wow. Isn't that great? I can make everybody sick to their stomach. No, it's stuff that you buried. And then what happens when you start talking about emotional stuff and people don't even know, you don't even have the vision yet of why you're sick, because now it's going to bubble to the surface and now you call it the flu. Isn't that cool? Really? Or you're going to call it a headache, a low back pain, or you're going to eventually call it an autoimmune disease, because autoimmune means attacking the self. But first you were doing it on an emotional level before a physical level. Are we getting it yet? Oh, and listen to me, everybody out there, those you naysayers, you professionals, you medical doctors, come and get me. 855-900-4544, extension 5. I want you on my show. Call me right now and tell me who you are, and then let's do this. Because you're murdering people. I'm not messing around anymore. But I love a good party. Do you love a good party?
Sure.
Well, at least put a little bit more into it, okay?
Oh yeah,
I was
would.
going to ask you for the first dance.
Oh, I love to dance. I love to dance.
Okay, that's beautiful. Then learn to dance with yourself when no one's around. All right?
Okay.
We'll talk again about the nutritional part. I've got enough for you to think about, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart. Thank
You.
Okay. Can you let her have that seat? Or find her one? Did we learn anything? Yeah. I hope I learned my right from my left. All right. Sometimes I get so deep into my thought, you know? You have to understand, what I want you to do is connect to your breath when you really want to help people, and just go with the flow and picture the essence of the universe, okay, being your antenna. I'm serious. I'm going to open up for questions, and then when there's no questions, then we'll break. And we'll break until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock we'll be coming on about the cell sonic. I'm telling you, this is such, you know, Einstein said that energy medicine is the future. Just know that you are the energy medicine, but as far as something that was actually invented, this is the most powerful energy medicine device on this planet. Make no mistake about it. So I can tell you, and we could talk about it. Now we'll ask Andrew to talk about it, but there was a doctor, I think it's Afghanistan, and his father had cancer. He tried everything to help his father. So, you know, he bought the cell sonic. Okay? The cell sonic is a very expensive piece of equipment. But he bought it because he loved his father, because money didn't matter. Right? And he bought it for his father, not to use in his place, first and foremost, but he does now. So what he would do would, just like we can do, we'll be testing people with our thermography. Like I told you, our thermography can actually test a person, and it can tell you if you stay on the same the same day path, what you do in the morning to you, what you do all day long from the minute you wake up till you go to bed. If you stayed in that path, we can tell up to 8 years that when you're going to be getting cancer. And there's absolutely no toxicity to our testing. It's way beyond any mammogram, way beyond any x-ray. It is. Now, we'll be able to actually show thermography test, cell sonic, and we'll actually be able to show that it's not there or that it is there. Then we'll actually be able to show, because we're going to do this study, we're going to show that it was gone when we did it, and the next morning the person turned it back on again. So welcome to the real world of healing. And this is why you get so upset with me in the course when I'm trying to expand your consciousness, because your mind is bent on getting sick. Sick beliefs give what? A sick body? Come on. If you don't have that right now and you didn't get that by now, there's no helping you at all. Not at all. And it's not because you're dumb. It's because you've got a dumb belief. That's it. Any questions?
I'd just like to say that Canada time change isn't until November 7th. We actually time changed on Halloween here. So,
Oh, that's why the 2 hours.
yes, so on November 7th, we'll go back to being in 1 hour difference. So just thought I'd mention that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's like right and left, right? You're trying to help me? Thank you so much, though. Any other, anything anybody would like to say or question or challenge? Don't be afraid to challenge me. I love that stuff. Yes. Speak loud if you're going to talk, though.
I was very touched, I was near tears through most of your session with this lady. I've grown to know her since I came. when I was
Yes.
26, and I love her dearly. So I wanted to protect her, and I'm just so pleased that you saw her
Yes.
and you conducted your whatever treatment.
Well, you need to understand something. Everybody was talking to me about her, and that we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. And what did I say? Chill out. I don't make the decisions. That makes the decisions. Why can't we just breathe and let it happen? Do you think it happened okay? That's what I keep telling people. They keep pushing me. Everybody pushes me around here with anxiety. And I just say, can you just relax? You'll have it all and even more, and you'll have the right answer. I don't have it yet. When I get the download, I'll let you know. No, I'm serious. She's asked me a few times, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right? And I'm just going, we'll do it. We'll get to it, and it'll be right. Let's just make it right for each other. So the next time that you're all ramped up and you've got to have your loved ones listen to you, shut the hell up. When you're ramped up, shut up. And I can't, that's the nicest way to say it, because you're going to terrorize them. Calm down. And if you've got something to say to a loved one and it's really high-fired, 3 breaths in, lion heart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and then guess what? If you feel like you want to stab them in the face, then give them a hug, heart to heart, and no matter how hard it is for you to do it, and you hug them until your hearts come together, and then you come apart, and you're going to go, I just love you. Well, what happened to what you wanted to kill me over? You know what? I don't. And, well, doesn't it matter? No, you matter. You've been programmed to kill each other. Anybody else? Like, we're not programmed to kill each other. How many wars have we gone to fight for the elite, for their oil, for their gold, right? And all the bullshit stories they gave us.
That was
And-
the best counseling.
And you want to know something right now? You know this? I just want to do this. When I get on the plane and they go, or I'm ready to get on the plane, they go, all our veterans, please come on first. I don't care. Let them go on first. You could say you can make up anything you want. But the reality is these guys are hurting. They went to fight for a war that they thought was something else, and don't tell me they didn't. Let's not glorify war. Let's not glorify the heroes. They come back and they're not treated well. And that's it. We are taught to kill each other. You couldn't pay me to hurt anyone. I don't care how much you hate that person. I will never hurt them. And that's all it is. You've got hate in your heart, and I could have sent you to any country. And then you just feel your hate. Or I just want to save someone. I just want to be something. Instead of looking for yourself and your destiny, you go and you got to do something that the world's going to say, hey, we love you. You're a hero. And guess how long does that last? You come home, you get the ticket parade, and then it's over. And then guess what? You're fighting to get some money because you're so messed up. And then they call it PTSD, but it's not. It's shell shock. Shells, shells, shells. And then guess what? They have the nightmare. They can't get rid of the story. They become the story. And then their family gets to suffer. They get to suffer. And then the world says, please, we don't know how to deal with you. So let's just tell the truth. Any other questions now that I feel better? Anybody else? Yes.
Subtitles in Spanish, is that an option? Is that
Well, you can go to YouTube anytime you want and hit Spanish. Go to YouTube anytime you want and hit Spanish. It's right down in the corner. You can put the whole thing, all my stuff will come up to anybody around the world. They go to YouTube, you go down the corner, you put what language, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever. And guess what? We're putting the Wolf Non-Surgical book into Spanish and The Perfect Day and The Braveheart Way, and it'll be ready for May because I'm doing a all Spanish class here in May and teaching. Yeah. Yeah. So, but we've got like a course every month except December because we're out to create an army. An army of unconditional love. Yeah.
In 2019 is when I finally found out about you. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and during the waiting period, I
Can you come up here? Do you mind coming here? Okay. And if you ever mind something I say, just say no. I won't be offended. My job is never to offend you. I'm only doing this, and you know why I want you to sit here, love? Because she was here,
Yes,
and I want you to give this to her.
that's why I opened up.
Yes. Thank God for you. Blessings. You know what? Now, what you're going to say is 1,000 times more important than what I've said all day. And that's the truth. There you go. You can just hold on to that.
Thank you.
It's small, but it's mighty.
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer, of course, on my left side. And in my waiting period, I was scrambling to find a natural doctor to help me. And I did find a few, but they just gave me a few potions and stuff like that, and quite expensive. Anyway, I ended up going for surgery, which I regret now, and radiation. But I've been trying to get rid of my scar tissue.
That's a piece of cake.
Yeah. And it's coming along. Anyway, trying to get rid of my scar tissue. I had the luck, and I was sent to a woman that had taken your courses. And so she started trying to treat me and working with me, and it's like my lifesaver. I met you, and I am so thankful. And I'm sorry my voice is a little shaky, but
And from now on, we're not going to say lifesaver. We're going to say light saver.
lightsaver.
Lightsaver. Okay, because we
So
showed her where
true.
the dimmer switch was. We did nothing else.
So true. So my whole life has changed around since I have been listening to the shows, watching the shows, doing the
Stuff.
incredible stuff, and working on myself and really realizing how much worth I have. When I think I know I did. I beat myself up my whole life.
Okay, can I say something? That was amazing. Did you see what she just did? Now that is what you call an advanced student. She corrected herself right away. And guess what? She said, subconscious, I own now. She said, she recorrected and said, she knows it. When you know it, you own it. Go ahead, love. I don't mean to cut in, but that was amazing. Most people would just go right over that.
So since then, I have been working on myself, my self-worth, knowing that I am beautiful, knowing that I have the right and the ability to live, and I needed to come here and take the course. It took everything I had to try and get here, but I got here, and I am so thankful to be in this room with all of you. I can learn so much from you, as I hope you can learn from me.
We already have. Don't stop talking. We just needed to clap. You are such a warrior right now. Keep going though.
I'm not really sure what to say now.
Well, look at her color. Just know that you're beaming.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Take your time. Just breathe.
I feel blessed. I know I'm blessed. And I know I needed to come here. I didn't know how I was going to get here, but it all fell together. All of a sudden, I was on that plane, flying across the country and coming here. And I'm going to be completely healed before I leave here. And I am going to be a bright light.
You are already. But guess what? In a matter of just weeks, she will go, I am so blessed for what I went through with my breast, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because guess what? My story, okay, will become the glory of every woman that comes to me. So this is an Olympian story. Once somebody breaks the record, everybody else knows they can.
That little cancer thing I had in my breast woke me up and said, stop it. Love yourself and take care of yourself and know that you are worthy of life, happiness, and beauty. And that's where I'm at right now.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And you know what? I can't top that. So everybody have a beautiful lunch, have a beautiful day, and just know we're on the Braveheart way. God bless everyone. Thanks for joining us. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it. Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited. What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time. Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite. You were created by your Creator to create. So let's create something amazing together. So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners, or even so-called whole life coaches, that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart, and we're going to become the spark that you seek. Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, but then I want you to dive right in, because you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, Braveheart. Let's take life in and win. I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico, and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. And get excited, because this is your life. And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams, and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body, so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You've got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life, and that's my guarantee to you.